No data. All right, we should be going in a second. Aha, there we go. All right, yo, what is up, guys? Undead Nerd here, and I'm reviewing the latest episode of Hell of a Boss. Boy, did I not like this episode. Now, first of all, I need to make some things clear here real quick. First of all, you might be asking, if you're not a fan of the show, then why do you keep watching it? Well, there's a reason. I want to make a full-on critique of the series, and, like I'm doing with Murder Drones right now. And another thing I want to do is that, I have a soft spot for Vivzie Pop. I appreciate her as an artist. I appreciate her as an animator. I appreciate her as a businesswoman. Like, she's very successful. I appreciate her for that. But there's a lot of problems with this episode. Now, first of all, I just want to say I'm not a Hell of a Boss fan or Has Been Hotel fan at all. Mostly because, the show's just not for me. Just stuff like that. So, ding, 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 ding. So, anyway, thought I was going to burp for a second. So, let's get on with some stuff. So, the episode starts off with, The episode starts off with Blitz, aka Brandon Rogers' character, calling What's-His-Face on the phone, and, it's basically Moxie's dad, which I like that they explore Moxie's dad in this. Like, we already got Blitz's parents, we already got, Millie's parents, and now we're getting Moxie's parents. But there's just one teeny tiny problem with Moxie's parents, or his dad. But it's hinted at that he killed his mother, which he did kill his mother. But anyway, hey, the whole abusive father thing is so cliched. Like, so cliched. Like, you will not believe how much the story has been overdone in entertainment. Like, the whole thing about the whole thing about, the abusive parents, like the abusive father especially, it's like, it's clear examples of poor storytelling, because, I can't take a show seriously when all they do is make sex jokes, and, like, they just want to bring character development that takes place in that takes place in an afterlife. Sorry. That's meant to be eternal suffering, alright? So yeah, I didn't like the whole abusive father arc. I liked that they brought in Moxie's dad, but I didn't like, the arc that they did. It might be confusing to all of you, but hey, who cares? But anyway, what else? They introduced Moxie's ex-boyfriend, who is also Millie's ex-boyfriend, which I thought that's kind of interesting. It's a small world after all, they say. I kind of like his voice actor, but overall, they just increased the sex jokes in this episode. Like, just Vivzie Pop, for crying out loud. I hate to disrespect Vivzie Pop like this, but she's not really funny. Right? She's not a funny comedian. She's not the best, Oh, a lot of the jokes in Hell of a Boss are either swearing or sex. And, like, the only time they actually do get offensive is only a handful of the time. Like, they said the R slur in the pilot, but they never said any more. Like, what's also missing is 9/11. Like, where's all the 9/11 stuff? I'm just kidding, no. I'm making fun of the whole Mr. Enter thing a year ago. That was a year ago. That's crazy. Is it the 11th? Yes, it's the 11th. It's the anniversary of that shitty Turning Red movie that I hate so much. Anyway, so yeah. So then we get to some other stuff in the episode, and I like how they explore how Blitz and Moxie met. Like, I thought that was pretty unique. And, again, they increased the sex jokes by about an 11. There's literally an entire scene with censored dildos all over the wall. Yeah, I'm not shitting you. I apologize for those who came in and heard me say censored dildos, but yeah. I apologize to those who came into this part of the stream, even though the stream does not have any views yet. But anyway, hey. And then, of course, there's sex jokes with the ex-boyfriend, and then Blitz, of course, has sex with him, even though it's not shown, which it's just gross. And then there's Millie. Oh, God, Millie. for the love of God. You know, Millie is pretty much the weakest character in the show. Like, I mean, the strongest characters to me are the characters with sex appeal, those being Luna and Verosika. And everyone else is just poorly written and poorly made. And then there's, Millie. Millie is a Mary Sue in this show. I'm sorry, but she's a fucking Mary Sue. You know, her only character traits is that she's a killing machine and she's in love with Moxie. That's it. You know, we could get an episode about, you know, how they could have met. You know, who knows? Maybe we might get that in the future. But no, just no. And, you know, just Millie's just a forgettable character. And I feel bad for Vivian Nixon because she's legit a good voice actor and she does good on the redneck accent. But again, she's such a forgettable character. And I'm not the only one who's saying that. Like, literally, every time Millie and Moxie are doing something, like, the show just expects you, the viewer, including me, to go, aww. Like, literally, the 2003 Daredevil movie suffers the same effect. I'd rather be watching this show than the 2003 Daredevil movie, with Ben Affleck and Jennifer Gardner as Daredevil and Elektra. Oh, boy. Wait. And so yeah, when it comes to other stuff in this episode, if anything sounds a bit flunky, that's because this episode's not scripted, because I don't care to write up a whole script unless if it's a full-on video. You know, they just also increase on the identity politics a bit. You know, they have to make a comment about Moxie being bisexual and his dad thinking that he's gay, and apparently he thinks gay and bi is the same thing. I don't know. I don't follow this stuff. I never do. I used to, but I never do. That's useless information, I know. But, yeah, you know, there's at least, like, 5... Excuse my dog if you ever heard it, but, hey, my microphone's pretty good. There's at least, like, 5 semen jokes in this episode. 5 semen jokes. 5 separate ones, at best. It's like... Now, some of you might be asking, oh, Undead, you like shows like South Park or Family Guy or Robot Chicken. Like, what's the difference between those and Helluva Boss? Here's a big difference between those. South Park has a lot of clever and well-thought-out jokes. Like, I think their best comedic episodes were the first 3 seasons. Like, you know, the episode where Cartman dresses up like Hitler, and then later a KKK, and Chef is, like, screaming in agony when he sees Cartman in the costume. And, like, you know, it's just more than shock jokes. Like, you could have a clever sex joke, but most of the time it just comes out as juvenile or bad. Like, the reason why the whole Luigi getting his you-know-what sucked by Birdo, the reason why that joke worked in Robot Chicken is mostly because the way they executed it. Like, Luigi's like, oh, ding 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 ding, oh, now I'm sleepy. You know, you could always execute a joke very well, but at the same time, you can't. Like, I literally have the same problem with, like, movies like Blazing Saddles by Mel Brooks. Like, the main issue with that movie is the constant use of the N-word. Now, you might be saying, oh, Undead. Hood, you're a snowflake? No, I'm not the type of guy to be offended over a stupid-ass word that just happens to be a slur that I'll never say on this channel. And you know... Oh, like, the main problem with Blazing Saddles is that they use that word 24/7 to the point where it's not funny anymore. It was funny the first 5 times, but it's not funny the 500th first 5 times. You know, stuff like that. You know... Oh, so yeah, you know... Like, this is my main problem with Helluva Boss. The jokes are weak, and the animation's pretty good so far. I could say that. And, also, what else? I also really like how Moxie's dad, just kills sharks, and then he hangs their jaws on the wall. Like, that was my favorite part of the episode. Especially when he did that to Gene Hackman, or whatever the shark's name is. I don't care, I'm just gonna call him Gene. I think his name is Gene, I don't know. Oh, I don't give a shit to return to the episode. So yeah, he fucking killed him, and put his jaw framed on his wall. Like, that was the best part of the episode, in my opinion. And yeah, and so, you know, If you want to do a show with character development, that's fine. But, you know, the whole thing about Blitz wanting to Moxie and Millie, like, it's just been so overdone to the point where it's just old. I kind of wish that they would also do more episodes with Luna, because Luna's just been as a side character so far. And, like, you might be and no, I'm not saying that because of the memes. Like, that was what I was going to say. And no, I'm not saying any of that because of the memes I've been making about Luna on the community post and on this channel. Like, you know, I'm just doing it to make fun of people, you know, stuff like that. But yeah, you know. Oh, I kind of wish we would get more episodes on Luna. In fact, make her a main character at some point. Because, you know, Erica Lindbeck is such a good voice actress that you're just wasting her talent. Like, I don't think she got any dialogue in this episode as well. Sorry, I thought I said something real quick. Anyway, so yeah. So anyway, when it comes to other stuff in the episode, I like the landscape, stuff like that. Like the main landscape with like the shark demons. Also, why do all the demons have to be like animal related? Like, there's bee demons, shark demons, wolf demons. Like, why can't we have, like, mummy demons or vampire demons? Or Frankenstein's monster demons? Or invisible demons? You know, stuff like that. Trust me, if I were the writer of this show, I'd have a hell of a good time. No pun intended. But anyway, yeah. I wasn't the biggest fan of this episode. I don't really care about the show. Like, when the last episode came out, like, where they went to LA, like, I skipped over some parts because I just didn't care. And then, and then there's also, okay, the best part of the last episode, season 2, episode 2, the best part of that episode is that they have a Universal Studios reference in that episode, which makes sense because it's in LA. They have a Universal Studios reference. The only problem is, none of them ride the rides. Anyway, I'm just kidding, no. That's not my complaint, but yeah, I'm happy. That's like the best part of the episode because I'm a theme park nerd. But yeah, and so yeah. It's like, I just really hate how in Hell of a Boss, they just keep on introducing story arc after story arc. Like the thing about like the Marvel comics is that they at least kept their story arcs in one. Like, you know, I mean, I know Namor took a bit, but like, you know, like the Fantastic Four, for example, like there was a 2-parter with Doctor Doom, there was a 3-parter with Namor fighting Magneto, you know, stuff like that. And like with Hell of a Boss, like you're just too lazy to like keep one story going, and you just rather make it an anthology show. Like that's why the show is so lazily written and such a mess. So yeah. But again, I just want to make it clear, I don't hate VivziePop, alright? Like I said, I admire her. But again, she's not a good writer. So anyway, guys, since that no one's on the stream, that's the end of the video, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.